Go ahead. How about you? Yeah. We'll talk to you later. Right to try. You have no idea. So many people, they used to travel all over the world to get a cure. And now we can sign a quick, simple document. You know, it sounds easy. It wasn't. But it was easy for me. I understood it. And now you sign a document. We give you the greatest medicines, even if they haven't been approved. And if somebody's terminally ill, like in the case of your wife, if somebody's terminally ill, at least you have hope. But it's beyond that, because people have gone home. You have to see some of the results have been incredible. And you saw one of the people the other day, right? That wonderful young lady that was so incredible and spoke so well. And she's a special person. She really is a special person. Thank you. We'll talk to you. Thank you very much. And to bring opportunities to our inner cities, I signed the groundbreaking criminal justice reform, prison reform, opportunity zones, permanent funding for historically black colleges and universities. True. And before the China virus came in, before that China virus came in, we had the best job numbers ever recorded in the history of our country. We had almost 160 million Americans working. We had never had numbers like that. The Republican Party is the party of Abraham Lincoln. Remember that. We stand for so much, including Martin Luther King's dream of a nation where our children are judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. You know that. The radical left's effort to divide everyone by race tears us apart. There's so much racial hatred, and it's put there by CNN, by MSDNC. They stoked the flames, and they know it. The good news is their ratings aren't great, so that's okay. They don't have great ratings. But they stoked the flames. Uh-oh, CNN just turned off their camera again. They always turn off their camera. Why do I keep doing that? You know, every time I do it, they turn off their camera. They did it last time. I mentioned CNN. They're screaming, turn the camera off. So, our movement is about a brighter future for all Americans of every race, religion, color, and creed. Joe Biden spent the last 47 years betraying the African American community. I've spent the last 4 years delivering for the African American community like nobody, with the exception possibly of Abraham Lincoln, has delivered before. It's true. My first week in office, I withdrew the United States from the last administration's horrible, stupid, insane Trans-Pacific Partnership. Would have destroyed the U.S. auto industry and many other industries. New Hampshire lost 1 in 4, and I think much more than that, manufacturing jobs following twin disasters of NAFTA and China's entrance into the WTO. It was more than 1 in 4. That statistic is wrong. Please have it changed. That statistic is wrong. Far more than 1 in 4. Earlier this year, I kept my promise and replaced the NAFTA nightmare with the brand new U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement. They said that couldn't be done. I also took the toughest ever action to stand up to China's pillaging and plundering of American jobs. Joe Biden's agenda is made in China. My agenda is made in America. After years of building up other nations, we are finally building up our nation and our jobs, and we're taking care of our people. You know, last night I got great reviews of the speech and all, but some of the fakers back there, they said, well, it was a little long. He shouldn't have used the White House. Oh, really? Tell me. But they said it was a little long. Then one person, I think it was Chris Wallace, nice guy. He's actually a nice guy. He said that he didn't have the same energy in the speech that he usually has. Well, it's a different kind of a speech. Tonight, I'm in New Hampshire, and we can wing it. You see, actually, Chris, who has always wanted to be his father, but it never worked out because of a lack of talent. Actually, Chris has it wrong. If I did last night's speech here, by now you would have all been walking out. And if I did tonight's speech there, I would have been criticized by being slightly radical. But we're having a good time doing it this way, right? Because we are finally putting America first. Under my administration, America's borders are more secure than ever before. We ended the catch and release, stopped asylum fraud, and we have deported 20,000 gang members and 500,000 criminal aliens. We've already built 300 miles of border wall, and we're adding 10 new miles every single week. And the wall will soon be completed, and our numbers on the border are the best they've ever been. And by the way, you know, Mexico is paying for the wall, just in case you didn't know that. They don't know that. They're paying for the wall. You ever notice on the wall, everything was wall, wall. They didn't think I was going to get it done because, you know, look, you have one major party controlling Congress, and they don't want to give me a wall. So, you know, they're going crazy. Wall, the wall's not getting done. Then I get it done, get it from the military, get it from everything. You know, I'm a developer. I know how to get money. It's one of the developers understand. And now that the wall is almost complete, it'll be soon complete, and it's the wall that border security wanted so badly. This is the one. But now that it's built, you never hear about the wall. They don't talk about it anymore. They don't talk about it anymore. It's incredible. But the wall will soon be complete. We've invested $2.5 trillion in the U.S. military and launched the first new branch of the U.S. Armed Forces. In nearly 75 years, the Space Force. And Al, in honor of you, we have passed VA choice and VA accountability out. That guy's been bugging me for years. Al has been bugging me. What's on that hat, Al? Let me see. That's not bad. Al, he's been bugging me for years. Did you ever think we'd get VA choice, VA accountability? Did you ever really believe it? Thank you, Al. I withdrew from the last administration's disastrous Iran nuclear deal, a disaster. $150 billion we paid Iran for a basically short-term deal. And we gave them what's more impressive, we also gave them $1.8 billion in cash. Cash! Many plane loads. You know what that took? Many, many plane loads. 1.8 billion. I said, that's when I realized how powerful a president is in the United States. When a president has the right, which, by the way, I don't believe he did have that right, okay? When a president has the right to go into the banks and take out $1.8 billion and hand it to people that hate our guts, that's power. That's power. I don't believe he had the right to do it. I kept my promise, recognized the true capital of Israel, and opened the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem. And I recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. And we achieved the first breakthrough in the Middle East in 25 years. You saw that just last week. UAE, highly respected, Mohammed, highly respected, UAE and Israel. And now they're all going to be coming in. Now they're all saying, how come you didn't tell us about this? You'll have peace in the Middle East, and yet we're moving our troops out. It's pretty amazing, actually. We'll get no credit for it, but that's all right. Remember that, Caitlin. Cover that properly, Caitlin. We like Caitlin. Together, we've spent the last 4 years cleaning up 47 years of Biden disasters. Joe Biden has spent his entire career on the wrong side of history. He supported NAFTA, China's entry. He's done so many things. This man, if you look at what he's done, we went into a deal, the Korea, you know about the Korea deal? Hillary Clinton's deal along with Biden. They promised 250,000 jobs, right? 250,000 jobs, and they were right, except all those jobs went to South Korea. They didn't come to us. He wants mass amnesty. He wants illegal aliens to be taken care of, health care and every other way. And he wants to raise your taxes. Look, your taxes are going to go through the roof. He's going to destroy your health care. He's going to have socialized medicine. Remember when Obama said 28 times, you can keep your doctor, you can keep your plan? Turned out to be a lie. Now you're going to lose your doctor again. And we're going to lose 185 million people who have private health insurance. Who has private health insurance here? And you love it, right? You love it. It's luxury, it's good, it's beautiful, and you have the greatest. You're going to lose it. Hate to tell you. Under his plan, you're going to lose your private health care. So here's a guy. I go into Texas 2 weeks ago. We had, by the way, on the highway and the roadways, thousands and thousands of people, like lined up on the runway in New Hampshire, by the way. What happened to those people? But we had thousands and thousands of people. So I'm in Texas. I'm also last week in Florida. We got total endorsement from all of the sheriffs all over Florida, Ohio, many places. But think of Texas. He's against oil and gas. He's against guns. And he's against religion. So you're in Texas where I'm winning by a lot. They say Texas is very close. I don't think so. They said that last time too. Remember they said it last time, you know, for them to call it early, you have to be really, so I heard for a year, Texas is going to be very close. It's going to be, everybody believed that except for the people that lived in Texas. So at 8 o'clock, the polls closed. And they said Donald Trump has won the state of Texas simultaneously with the closing. But I'm now running in Texas against a man who's against oil, guns, and God. How do you win Texas? I said this, you could bring George Washington back as your presidential candidate. You could bring Abraham Lincoln, let's put him as the vice presidential candidate. Run in Texas and other states, you couldn't win. You couldn't win. Now, they're not going to win. We're going to win this. And you're against the oil stuff, too, because his whole thing on oil, no fracking, no this, no that. You know, New England has the highest energy costs in the United States. And you know why? Because Governor Cuomo will not let a pipeline go across the tip of New York State so that oil and gas, of which we have plenty, can come. And you know where you buy your energy from? Russia. Did you know that? You have ships, much of it, from Russia. Because Governor Cuomo, New York, won't allow a pipeline. And they're desperate to have something happen in upper New York State. And those are great people. But they've been treated very badly. But they won't allow a pipeline. By not allowing a pipeline, we're trying to do it through essentially eminent domain. By not allowing a pipeline, to go through upper New York State and create a lot of jobs for them. You have the highest energy prices in the United States by far. Thank you, New York. Thank you.
Croc TV.